Hi, Attorney Steve Vondran here. This video discusses what is a restricted real estate license. Lots of times when you are faced with a BRE accusation and we go to try to settle a case, one of the things the Bureau of Real Estate likes to shoot for is the restricted license. It's one of the grounds that you can save your license from being revoked if you'll agree to a restricted license. And basically, what a restricted license is it means that you still have your broker license. In most cases, realize if you're a broker as part of a disciplinary process, they could try to take you from a broker down to a salesperson. It's always one of the possibilities. We've seen that from time to time. But in general, let's say you're a broker and they agree to give you a restricted broker license. Basically, what that means is you have a right to a restricted license. Your license will stay the same, but it will be in restricted status. What that means is if the Bureau of Real Estate ever has another issue with you, in other words, let's say 6 months after you enter into the settlement agreement, you go and abscond with real estate trust funds, they can revoke your license without any due process rights. In other words, if you have a restricted license and you take funds, they can say, and they get a complaint and they believe it to be true, they can restrict your license. You will be, not operating, and basically you will not have your hearing rights. You will lose your ability to practice without your due process rights. So that's really what a restricted license is. That's what it means. And when you get a restricted license, you basically have to make sure you apply for that restricted license within the time frame set from the time you enter into the settlement agreement. And you need to make sure when the time period comes when you can seek to remove those restrictions, make sure you try to remove those restrictions. I've had people forget, and 5 years later they run into an incident or a complaint, and the Department of Real Estate, the Bureau of Real Estate now, doesn't like what they're seeing. You could have your license revoked without a chance for due process. Normally, if the Bureau of Real Estate feels you've done something wrong, you'll get your due process rights. You'll continue to be able to practice in the real estate profession until they can prove by clear and convincing evidence that you're not entitled to your license. So it's really important to understand what a restricted license is, and to make sure when you settle a case, when our firm settles a case, that you go back in the time period set. Sometimes it's 2 years or 3 years. I've even seen them 4 years, a restricted license for 2 or 3 or 4 years. And we try to negotiate that down for you the best we can. But when that time period's up, make sure you go back and apply to remove those restrictions. You're going to need to show your good character and fill out a form and a fee and whatnot, but you're going to want to remove those restrictions. Okay? This is Attorney Steve Vondran. We do real estate license cases, accusations, audits, investigations, desist and refrain letters, and general broker counsel. So if you need some help with your real estate, call Attorney Steve, the real estate lawyer.